Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating the actions that CakeMail integration supports. If you're looking for information on the triggers or how to actually add the CakeMail integration to your Zapier instance, if it's not publicly accessible at the point of or at the time of you watching this video, then those videos are accessible and I've recorded those. But in this video, we're covering actions. So in this Zap, what I would like to do is I would like to have a new form submitted. And when a form is submitted, I want to filter to see if that is a duplicate. And if it is not a duplicate, then I want to add them to CakeMail. And then I want to send them an email, maybe a welcome email. So the reason why this is important is because it's very valuable for you to be able to, like, a database is only valuable if it's kept up to date. Now, if you have got a lot of duplicates, so if you're triggering every time someone submits a job form, if I submit a job form with the same email a few times, then you may have duplicates within your lists and your system. That poses an issue because then when you send out an email via CakeMail, myself as the recipient, if you have my email in there multiple times, I'm obviously going to receive that email multiple times. Gmail and other email providers will probably flag that as spam, and it just creates a whole lot of issues. So another way that you can kind of prevent that from happening is to create a filter here. Now, I've got my new submission in JotForm, and this could be Typeform, Google Forms, Cognito Forms, whatever you're using. And I've said, okay, cool, I'm going to choose my account. I've got my CakeMail test form, and I've put a test through, and this is my form response, right? Very, very simple. Then what I wanted to do was I wanted to find that contact by email, and it's really important. Should this step be considered a success when nothing is found? It should. The problem here is that I cannot filter because there is no response from this find contact by email. So I can't filter to say if there is no contact found, then continue, i.e. there's no duplicates in my system. So what I need to do is I need to add a contact. Now here you can see custom attributes. You've got your name and then you've got your value. So this is the name of the custom field. And then this is the value you would like that custom field. So I've said I named my custom field hello. I'm going to make the value Pat testing 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my list, continue, test and review. And here you can see this is my custom field hello, and the value is now Pat testing 1, 2, 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a contact by email. Notice I'm searching in the same list, default list. And notice this part again. It should be considered a success even if it finds nothing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it. Cool. That's come back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter, and I'm going to say here, the ID does not exist. So this would have not continued, and I don't want it to continue because I want to say if there is already a contact in that CakeMail list, I don't want to add a new one. So this is filtering to say, hey, when it is a unique person, then we'll continue. So now what I want to do is I can delete my add a contact now because I don't actually want to do that. I just needed to do it for the demonstration. So I'm going to delete that. And now I'm going to go here and I'm going to say, cool, I'm now going to add a contact in CakeMail if they don't exist, which is what this filter is for. Super, the list ID, my email. Now, Zapier kind of best practice suggests that you always want to map from your trigger. Reason being is because especially if you're dealing with very lengthy zaps, if you're mapping from modules that are further down the zap, it just means that there's more room for error if you delete earlier stages and make customizations to your zap. So I always recommend to always pull data from the trigger. Awesome. Custom attributes. Again, hello. Change value here. Amazing. Now let's just go add a contact now. And you'll see I've just popped that through. Cool. So that's now a duplicate, right? Okay, so then I'm going to go here, cake mail. Send transaction email. Email. So I've added my email. Track clicks HTML, tracking options, tracking clicks text, sender ID, right? So my sender ID is going to be testing23@gmail.com. Or you'll have whatever sender ID you've got registered with Cake Mail, and then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. You can add your subject. Then you can do HTML or text. I probably wouldn't do both. So you can either have it as a text email, welcome to Cake Mail. Please let me know if you need any help. Thanks. Now, alternatively, you could enter that in as HTML, and you would obviously use the tags. So, you'd obviously enter tags, etc. But again, up to you. If you've got templates, you'll push that template ID in here, and then you're pretty much good to go. If I missed any required fields, encoding. Cool. Yeah. So I'm just going to click ISO. Template ID. I don't think I've got a template in here, so it's a little bit of an issue. Super, so we're good to go. I've entered a random template ID because I'm using a test account. So obviously it says required here. So you need a sender ID, you need a subject, you need a template ID, you need to encode it. And that's pretty much everything. And obviously you need an email recipient. And then we are sorted. So this is not going to work because it's using heaps of dummy data, but you can see essentially how this works. So what I've just built here is that when a new form is submitted, I'm going to find the contact by email. And remember, you need to just add a contact if that's not there already. I'm going to filter to say if that person doesn't exist, then let's keep going. Then I'm going to add a contact. Then I'm going to send them an email. So this is an example of a new website lead coming through, me adding them to Cake Mail and sending them a, welcome to Cake Mail email. Hopefully that makes sense and is an accurate demonstration of the actions. Just to run through the other actions they've got available. Adding a contact we just used, sending a transaction email I just demonstrated. Unsubscribing a contact, that obviously is pretty self-explanatory. Updating a contact, so obviously we use the email ID as the unique identifier, and then you can find a contact by email. And that is pretty much everything. So that is the actions that Cake Mail supports. Hopefully that answers all your questions. Appreciate you watching the video, and all the best.